Hey guys, it's a beautiful day out today. Hey Deadpool, Monchi, welcome, welcome. I've set up a lot of things yesterday. Hey Julia. So yeah, like I said, I set up a lot of things yesterday. We're pretty much ready to start the animation right now. I set up a lot of stuff last night also. Let's take a look at the storyboard I made. I'm actually going to actually I have a saved version on Twitter that I made. So we're gonna go over to Twitter real quick and save that in a new tab so I can take a look at it later. Alright, first live. Welcome, welcome. Today is the birthday of my mom. Happy birthday, Mom. Alright, so we start up here on the top, top picture where she goes, I wonder what, we're gonna give to the viewer. And then she says, aha, I know. And then we go down and she says, here, it's in my pocket. And then she says, nope, it must be in my other pocket. And she reaches way down and pulls out and replace the stick with a penguin. So we're gonna make this penguin first. And then she says, this is my penguin, but you can have it. And she holds it out and gives it to the viewer. So that's our little animation we're gonna be doing today. First things first, we have to create a penguin, which is going to be really fun. So let's start with that. Also, I'm getting a crazy reflection on my screen. I have to close my blinds. There, that's a lot better. And I still get the nice, beautiful day. It's so cold out today in beautiful, not usually beautiful Florida, and it's such a nice day. And everything is cold and chilly. Alright, so we're gonna go over here, start with our penguin. I have my reference up top, so we can just kind of start with, I think, a sphere. We'll do that. Put it out here. It's gonna be we can scale it down later. Let's just make it right now. This is probably enough points. We're gonna do a soft selection. Should it be linear? What's that gonna look like? That looks pretty linear. Let's try using the spline interpolation. Needs to be a little bit bigger. There we go. So now we've got an egg. So this is going to be the start of our penguin egg. Just kidding, it's going to be the actual penguin. Where do you live, Monty? Those eyes are adorable. Thank you. I think instead of just a regular egg, he's going to be a little squashy egg. And then we're going to do little button eyes, so we need cylinder. But these are no ordinary cylinders. These are going to be button eyes cylinders. So we're going to scale it way down like this. pull it out just a tiny bit. And then we gotta turn down the rotation points. Don't want them to be too much. We can push that down just a tiny bit more so it's a little bit more like a button. Figure out where we are. We need to go this way a little bit. Whoa, camera, calm down. And his eyes are going to be pretty much touching each other. So we'll just kind of rotate him back. About right here. And that's pretty much in the middle. So what we want is something more like this. And then another one right here. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then we'll rotate them so that we'll do like 10 degrees. And then this one will be 10 degrees. And we'll push both of them straight back until they start going through. Maybe they need a little bit more than 10 degrees. There we go. So now our penguin button eyes are attached to the penguin itself. Let's get some colors going. We need a nice dark blue for the body. So we'll do something like this, a little bit more saturated than the rest of the characters. And then for the eyes, which are poking out just a tiny bit, that's a little better. Maybe we'll do the same for this guy. And then push him in. Yeah, that looks fine. Then we're gonna do another one, but it's going to be kind of like pure gray and sort of white, kind of like regular Pengi's eyes. And I think we're gonna do some buttonholes. Yeah, let's do some buttonholes. So we're gonna just duplicate this cylinder, scale it way down. Where'd you go? So tiny, I can't see it. There it is. Scale it way down. And then take out, like, all but 6. 6 looks fine. Duplicate that. Make it slightly darker. And move it to the side a little bit, like this. So now we've got something that looks like a little button eyes. We'll duplicate these over here, but rotate them about 20 degrees this way, and slide them into position. And I think we're also going to rotate them just a tiny little bit so they're not completely, oops. Same, maybe a little bit less than that. Like that. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. Doesn't look quite as good. Probably because these two are a little bit over. I think this one a tiny bit smaller, so it looks a little better. Yeah, for some reason, even though these are spaced out about the same, it looks different. So let's move them a little bit closer together, towards the middle. And maybe not quite as dark. Yeah, more like that. That looks a little better. And then we gotta do the wings. I think it's not gonna be quite as fluffy, so we'll do something like that. We've got to get a little circle chest, so we're going to create a disc like this. And then to make things easy on myself, we'll line it up about right in the middle. Scale it down to about right here. Pull it a little bit further out. And then scale it in just a tiny bit more. Like that. And then we're going to attach our white to it. And then put on a collision deformer. And it will collide with the sphere. With a inside stretch. We're going to push it straight into the penguin. So now it's like nice and touching. It's touching the penguin's belly now in all angles, which is good. I think it might even be poking through a little bit, so we're going to have to turn up the collision detection a little bit. That's good. So let's make this into an object. Get rid of this collision detector, and then we can add all these in here. Call this penguin. And we need some wings, and we also need some stitches, because this is just sewn onto the front. Oh, and we need a beak also. So let's make the beak out of just a little cone. We'll turn it down just a little bit. Reduce some of these polygons. We don't need all these. Maybe that. Maybe turn down this to maybe 12. We're gonna need a orange material. And then we're going to scale it down a little bit and then rotate it down just a little bit. Also, we don't need any of these points in here. Oops. So we can take these, remove them. We'll still have to optimize the mesh. Boop. Alright. And now we're going to use our soft selection and grab the top part and move it over. So it's kind of covering the face. And then this part we can just kind of rotate downwards and then kind of stretch down. Maybe not that much, but more like that, I guess. And then we'll turn off soft selection and just move this individually. Something like that. We'll just scale it down so it fits on his face. So a little low poly penguin. Alright, we need some flippers. So we're just going to use cubes, very primitive. and I'm just going to kind of get it in the right shape, which is this flat cube like this. Put it about where his wing should start, and then we'll just very primitively create the wing like this. There. Add in some loops. Maybe 2 loops. One here, and one here. Oops. Like that. Now we can more accurately model this wing. And then these two are gonna come down here. Did I get both of them? No, I didn't. There we go, now I got both of them. I do believe. Try to get this into as wing of a shape as possible. Something like that. And then let's kind of seal up these points at the edge here. Come on, grab it. Very basic. You might even take this whole thing and scale it in a little bit so it's just a tiny wing. Yeah, like that. Let's put our penguin blue on it. That looks pretty good. We might take the top of his egg head and kind of round it out a little bit. Yeah, more like that. We'll dupe his arm here. Do our secret little flip technique. Put it right on his body. Okay. And then we gotta do the stitches. So we'll just take this plane here. Plain Jane. Do about 90-degree rotation. Turn it down to 1. Come on, scale. There we go. Get it to about this proportion. Can you turn up the music? Yes. Alright, let me know if this is better. Or if it's too loud, because I am not very good at perception. Because the music's one volume for me, but it's a different volume for you guys. Gotta sleep, Julia? Alright, thanks for coming though. Thanks for coming by. It's better? Awesome. So I gotta remember, because I change my iTunes settings every time, so I have to remember it's right over the OU. I've been putting it over the C in the word account. Now I have to realize it's right in front of the OU. Alright, cool. So we'll just add a couple of stitches to make it look like it was hand stitched. Noisy dog, time of day. Even louder now that I have the window open. We'll make them different sizes too. That looks pretty good. A little makeshift penguin plushie. And then let's give him a nice big movement dot. We'll give him a pentagon. We'll do ZY. Scale it up nice and big. No, not ZY. We want XZ. Nope. XY. There we go. And we'll get it right in the middle. So this is our little penguin grabbing tool. We can scale him down to about plushie size. So let's see, how big do we want this penguin to be? Probably about this big. Cutie. Alright, cool. Now we can start the actual animation. Let's give that a save. Bork, bork. So we're going to go pose by pose, and we also need a couple more seconds. So in the project tab, I have it as 24 FPS already, which is good. But I also need, excuse me. I'm going to need, quite a few more frames. Let's make it 172, like just add another 100 frames on there just cause. And then we'll start out the poses. Oh, and then we'll have to position this penguin so that he is ready to go. So we'll have to put him back here, Probably just attached to her hip. I think we're gonna do her looking down on the right side. So we'll put Penguin Boy right here. Kind of like attached to her hip right here. And then we'll also put him inside the torso layer. We're going to have to show these. And unlock them. Yeah, we'll just put this somewhere, like right here. I think that should be good. I hope it doesn't break anything. It shouldn't. Alright, so now what I've done, I believe, is made it, let's save this, so that when I grab all of this stuff, so let's zoom way out. Oh, I'm getting massages on my phone. Alright, so we'll make our first keyframe. Okay, doggy, you can calm down now. Right here. Boom. So we've added keyframes to all these guys, hopefully. Yes, it looks like everybody has a rotation keyframe now, which is good. And then I am going to turn on auto key. Name the penguin. It's gonna be he'll be Poncho. Poncho the penguin. Alright, so now what we've got is we're gonna make a little confused looking face. So we're going to have her by default tilted in. Oh, okay, something happened. Her arms aren't rotating with her body anymore. Oh, it's probably because of the constrain tag. Darn. So you know what I'm gonna have to do? Let's get rid of all these. And let's see if we have any more. Nope, I got rid of all of them. So that's good. So let's see if that works now. Yeah. That's too bad. We had to get rid of that. So we'll get her kind of like rotated about right here. And that saved the frame too. And then we can go get her arm into position. So we'll go down here like this, a little bit back. You come up here. This is great working with a low poly model like this. Because I can just kind of animate it without like any problems so far. And then she's gonna have one finger kind of rotated up like this. And then the other ones, oops, not you, just these ones. It's still saying soft selection for some reason. Oh, coordinates. There we go. Nope. Eat it again. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember how this works. So we do this, deselect that guy, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why does it say 9? Oh well. Ah, that makes more sense. That we would have 9 objects selected and that it's completely broken. So let's try going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements selected. Sweet. Okay, now we're in business. So let's rotate the fingers so that she's kind of like putting one finger up. And then we'll rotate these two a little bit less. Can't really see it too much, except for this angle here. And then we'll have to rotate her wrist back. Kind of like she's thinking about something. Can rotate her thumb in here. That looks pretty good. Then we're gonna need to move her head kind of up like this, so she's kind of thinking. And then the other arm is just gonna kind of come down here. Maybe out a little bit. Bend it and then tilt it in. Kind of like at a resting position. And we gotta do her fingers, her other fingers here, at a resting position too. Come on, select them. Not you. It says I have 8 selected. How does it keep selecting so many? Oh, I guess we needed 8. Yeah, that's right. So we'll do that, and then get the little default natural pose, where this is kind of a little bit more outstretched. And this is just a little bit less outstretched, like that. So there's our little default pose. We can move this guy in a little bit. Cool. Maybe over here. Oops. Something like that. So she's kind of like, And then maybe leaning back a little bit. Alright, so that'll be our first pose. Doing good, making good time. We already made the penguin, and we've got a pretty good amount of, you know, stuff going on. So our second pose will be aha. So she'll be about, it'll be about 1.5 frame, 1.5 seconds, so about 36. And then we'll move her into the new position. Actually, we'll do 30, I think at exactly 30. Select all of their frames here, make new keyframe, and then go to 36, and then create the new pose, which will be this will be all zeroed out, and then this will also be a little bit zeroed out, so she's facing the camera. This arm we will rotate upwards. Oops, that didn't quite rotate upwards. So we'll do something, or maybe something like this, and then we'll get this arm doing this thing. Yeah, that looks a little better. We'll need the shoulder to come in though, like that. And then the finger will rotate over like this, like, aha! I've got it. She doesn't look very excited about it. I mean, obviously her expression's gonna change. Aha! So that's at 36. Maybe we can have her pop up for a second. So like have her hip at about 30, 33. Create a keyframe on the Y, and then go up at about 36, so that she kind of pops up a little bit, and back down at 39. Also, her legs are completely broken again. They just seem to break sometimes. Yeah, look at that. Like, it was working just fine the day before. This one is still working perfectly. This one just decides to break though. Okay. So we'll have to fix that. Let's just fix that real quick. I guess that's fine, right? Temporary fix. -90. Which is really weird because we've never used that number before. And this one is fine the way it is, so... Alright, we'll save that just as it is. Oops, it looks like our Pengi guy in Pengi RPG is stuck. He's stuck fighting a shield bun. So at 39, I think we'll do something different. Yeah. So we'll rotate this upwards a little bit. Kind of like overshoot. Like, okay, I've got it. Thanks, Jesse. So we've got her in a pose here, and then she goes, aha. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So that's at about 39 when that all ends. And then we can go from about 42 we'll just select all of our frames. Make a new key at 42. And close this up, because I think we fixed it. And then number 3. Is going to be about maybe 45. We're going to make this pretty quick motion. So we'll twist her over this way instead. And we'll get her, both of her arms to come in. Something like this. Oh, and then we'll get her head to move in too. Kind of like looking down behind her. Like that. We'll get this arm to be a little bit more into it. Wrist will come down. Oops. Okay, good. We're still good. This one will come way down. So this is what we call animating with forward kinematics. It's a little less straightforward than just using inverse kinematics, but I like it because I have a little bit more control over it. So she dips back here. Should we do the fingers now or later? Yeah, let's do the fingers now. So this right arm, I mean her left arm, the arm on the right side, is pretty good. I think we're going to spread them out a tiny bit. Spread her fingers out a little bit. And then for this one we need to unwind them all. Kind of like she's digging for something, but not really finding it. And then at about 51, we'll have her bend into it a little bit. No. Yeah. Like she's really digging for it. So we'll have to adjust the arm a tiny bit. Make the head go even deeper down into a tilt. And then at about 55 we'll have her kind of come back up a little bit out of it. The other direction, like that. Tiny little movements. Alright, so that's about 55 that we stopped at. And then I think at 55 we'll grab every point again. Make new keyframe. And then go over to about 10 frames later, just about, at 63. And then we'll rotate her the other way, like this. And her head will come with her. Oops, a little bit too much. Let's see what that looks like. That's just a single swoosh. So we're gonna have to have her bend back a little bit here. Like this, and then get her head kind of to poke up. Like that. And then her arms will have to move in a different direction. So we'll get the end pose first, which will be her hands reaching back for the penguin. Like that. And maybe we'll adjust the twist. Oops, not like that. Where's the twist? The yellow one? So currently that's really weird. Yeah, so we'll have to fix the middle of the arms so that she kind of reaches up like this a little bit. Yeah, that looks a little better. And we might even have her whole body switch, so I think 54 was the last one. So we'll twist her whole hip, and then 63 we'll twist her whole hip back again. The other side, so that her hips are moving a little bit. If you could spend any day with any of your characters, who would it be? What would you do and why? I have a lot of really cute characters I'd love to hang out with. Probably either my Solia characters that I've been working on this week. Oh, hey, Paper Jam. I'd probably spend it with Frigid, or maybe even with my Penguin Girls characters from, you know, how many years ago. Feels like years. It's probably only been a few months. I think her head needs to rotate a little bit more to this silhouette kind of thing going on. Like that. I don't know what we would do. I don't really hang out with people. We'd probably just play games or something, or hang out at the mall, talk. I don't think they have malls in Mysolia, though. Alright, so let's test out the animation as it is currently. Rogue. I think you're thinking of Thief. Thief. I think that's it, right? Yeah, let's stop the render. So we're definitely going to have to do something through these first 30 or so frames. That's also a little bit too quick. So we'll stretch these out. I think we'll just have her kind of leaning in. Yeah. And then, so she'll be kind of leaning in and then pop up. And then 40 we'll have to stretch out. 50 will stretch out. And 65 we'll make sure we stretch out. So 40 and 50. So we'll open up all of our character frames. And this is pretty easy right now because we're still in blocking. So all I really have to do, once I get this kind of organized here. Yeah, see, we don't have any animation at all for this whole area. So we'll have to do something with that. It doesn't have to be intense though. But we will drag all of these frames out just a tiny bit. We'll have to drag these out a little bit more. And these. And then for the beginning area, she's kind of like doing nothing. We'll have her lean in a little bit, I think. What's the first frame? 30? Yeah. So we'll have her kind of leaning. I kind of like it like that. We'll have her just kind of lean in a little bit. I think the other way though. Blue is our direction. And then red is our intensity. So we'll just kind of do something like this. Just a little bit of motion. So she just kind of swivels. So I don't really like how that turned out. So we might have her just kind of lean forward with her whole hip, kind of like this. Just a tiny little bit. Alright, let's see how that looks. That should already start looking better because we have a little bit of motion now. When I first heard of Penguin Potential, it was on Newgrounds. Oh, cool. Sonic Shorts? Yeah, that was ancient. Yeah, I worked on, I think, a short in volume 2 and 4. But I was working on shorts in volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I even started one for 5. But, they didn't want me to put my short in because I guess the quality wasn't high enough. Something's not sitting right. Pop. I mean, she's doing the right motion. Is she bending enough? Maybe her hips need to move here. Yeah. That's probably what it is. So at 48, 49, we'll start and we'll move her hips out at about 55. And then again, there. So let's just get hip position. We want to see where that is right currently. Freeze all of these. Like that. Oops. It's not letting me move it. There we go. Maybe a little bit more rotation on the hip here. And then right about here. We want to keyframe the hip and then have it rotate No, we want it to move straight across like that. Something like that. Yeah, that looks a little better. See, her legs are actually moving now. I still talk with the guy who created, he didn't create the shorts, he founded the idea, I guess. He joins the stream sometimes. The Wax 70. He's been doing some cool Sonic stuff lately. So let's take a look at this current animation here. Stop rendering it. She still goes a little bit too quickly here. So I think we could extend it by about 50%. Also, when she goes to the grab right here, that needs to be a little quicker, so about 50 again. $50, 65, and then at 72 we can bring her hips down, I think would be cool. 72. So let's go to 72 and do that first. Or, yeah, 72 or 3, one of those two. And then let's just bring her down like that. Alright, and then we said 50 and 65. The transition to 50. Bring out 65 a little bit. Okay. So the transition to 50, which is about right here. Yeah, that's one of the quicker transitions we have right now. Also, I think that's all of them. So we'll give it a little bit more weight here. Oh, and then $65, I guess, moved over here. So we'll have to just stretch that out a little bit longer. Alright, so let's see how that turned out. I think we still need to do something with this first part, though. Oh, I think her head needs to tilt up here. So at 32, let's find out where her head rotations are. Let's get all those in frame. So we have one here, another one here, and then another one here. So I think what we'll do is take her head, and then just rotate it up. That might be a little bit too much. That might be just a little bit too much. Like that. Just so she has a little bit of head movement coming down. Also, when she lands right here, let's give her a bit of landing. So she goes up, she goes down, and then she should settle. So we should have her go even further down. So she goes, yep. Oh, that's a little bit too far. Let's scale this up so we can just make it very slight. Kind of like a little bounce. Yeah, that's better. And then for all of our frames, oh, that's a lot. Okay, let's stretch this up. Okay, so for all of the animation frames here, I think what we need to do is stretch these out. Like a lot. So now she starts up, she goes a little bit quicker into her final position, and then she gets it. Yeah, that's all we needed to do. Alright, cool. So let's test this out. Render, render, renderoo. What's it gonna render to? Alright, and thumbs up. I might have to upload this as a video file because it's gonna be way too big as a GIF. Alright, let's try this out. Ah. And then this transition needs to be a little bit slower in the middle. Maybe slower at the beginning, and then definitely slower right here. So about 89 and 80. So that whole 80 section. So let's go to the 80 section here. Slide this up, get all our frames. I'm gonna get just select completely everything. So right here, we'll move this out a tiny bit. And then we'll move this one out even more. Alright, I think that should be good. Can we render just from 73? Yeah. Let's do edit from 73. So we don't have to render that whole thing out again. Okay. Add to picture viewer. Actually, can I just do this? Is this picture viewer? Yeah. That saves a lot of time. Something weird happens right here at 80 and 81. Let's find out what that is. I think there's some sort of odd step. Ah, yeah, here we go. 80 to 81. There are a couple of frames. On the hip. So what I think we should do is move these frames up here. That looks a little better. So let's do that again. Oh. There's a little bit of clipping. Right here. But at least the 80 and 81 thing seems to be fixed. And obviously her face isn't gonna stay the same expression like it is here. We're going to animate that later on. So I want to know if this clipping, I'm probably not going to worry about it until the end because it's probably not too much to worry about, especially when it should be, you know, considering this. Or is this leg rotating? Oh, dear. If it's because the leg's rotating, that would be even worse. Let's find out. This is at frame 83. Oops. Let's go unlock this leg. Go to 83. Unfortunately, I can't really tell without doing this. No, her leg's not rotating. Just clipping through for no good reason. And it's only clipping through on this side. Alright, so let's undo that, because that was terrible. And then we'll lock these layers again. So we're about an hour, 20 minutes in, and we got about half of the animation done. almost finalized. Of course, we'll edit it a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like 98 is our last frame for this current part. I still got Sandman in my eyes. Oh, yawn. Mario Odyssey coming out tomorrow. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's see, how far did we get? We got to about 5. No, we got to 4. So yeah, we got to keyframe 4 out of 8. So this is 4 here at 98. I'm gonna make sure we have everything selected and keyframed. Alright, and then our hip needs rotation keyframes. I think the hip and the feet are the only things with rotation keyframes. I mean with position keyframes. Alright, so 98, she gets down into the pose, and then about a second later, we'll need to rotate her. Oops, not that. Oops, wrong keyframe. Bending down a little bit more. Hip, we'll have to rotate even further like this. Arm, there we go. Reaching straight for that penguin, right along the hip. Twisty penguin. So now she's pretty much got the penguin in her grasp. in her big meaty claws. So here we'll keyframe the neck again, and then turn it even further down. So she's really digging for this thing. Also, I think the hips we will... Do we have the rotation keyframed here? If we don't, we do now. So she's really reaching for this penguin. So it looks like her hand might be going through it. That's fine. Oops. So that's only 8 frames. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Region tool, I keep forgetting how I do that. So yeah, that's only 8 frames. Come on, grab this little tiny thing. So many things can go wrong. So that's about 8 frames right there. We want to stretch that out to about maybe 2 seconds. And then she'll pop back up about right here. Yeah, if we do make a GIF out of this, we're gonna have to really be conservative about how many frames we're using. There we go. So I made keyframes for everybody. Come on, I didn't mean to click that. You know I didn't. So what'll happen here is we're going to reset all of these rotations, kind of get her back to a nice forward-facing position. And then get those arms out. You know, just reset them all. And we'll just pose it from the beginning. So she'll have her arm kind of back here like this. And her head kind of posing up triumphantly, looking at her little penguin she found in her back pocket. Arm going straight up like this. Maybe forward a little bit. Not like that. There we go. Something like that. So let's see what we've got. Haha. That looks pretty good. So I think what we might do here is just bend this back a little bit sooner. I'm clicking on the arm. There it is. Maybe right here we'll have this arm out and down again. Something like that. We'll have to get the fingers in position too. Get a nice tight fist. And then the thumb needs to move a little bit. Hey! We got a Japanese YouTube subscriber. Welcome. Welcome to my subscribe dome. Also, there's something wrong. The subscribe dome. The most intense dome. Also, we can get her fingers back into position now. Because they were a little bit spread out when she was grabbing for the penguin. So this thumb can come out a little bit like that. Like she's holding up the penguin. So now that we have our pose kind of like completely whipping around, whoop, we need to attach the penguin to her hand. Right here. So this is going to be tricky because we need to do a tag, Cinema 40, character constraint tag. disable it, call it parent, generators and frame update, and position and rotation. Tim Canova. The best person still living in Florida. Thank you. So what I'll need to do is set a keyframe on the enable tag, which I think I already have, because auto keyframe is on. Which it is, unfortunately, for everyone. Why is Pengi in the nap? I don't see him. I thought we gave him a keyframe on his tag, right? Well, let's make a keyframe anyway, at the very beginning. Let's key in his rotation so that he pops up here. Huh, I don't see him at all. Looks like we forgot to take out the hair from this equation. Apparently Pengi is in a hidden layer, and that's why we couldn't access him. Okay, so there's one frame up here. So that's her left arm hand that we need. Okay, I think that's good. So we'll just hit enable and then key that. And it didn't work. Haha, now we get the penguin. Now we hold the power of the penguin in my hand. Look at that. It worked. But penguin's a little bit upside down. So right here in this frame, we're going to have to create a keyframe here. Rotate him the proper way. Find his keyframe and then stretch it down to about right here. So I think that should fix it. It didn't. Why not? It's not supposed to be constraining it. Huh. Maintain original. Yeah, it's not letting me rotate him anymore. Well, let's get rid of his keyframes just in case. And maybe we can do a little movie magic here. So now Penguin's kind of upside down, but it looks better. So that's key pose 6. So in 20 minutes we did 2 key poses, which is really good. And now all we have to do is extend the frames again, because we ran out of frames. So we're at 161, and we're going to need probably another at least 50. So let's go to 230. Let's just get the key poses in, and then we can fix these hands and stuff along the way. So we get... Wait, 50 frames is only 2 more seconds. I think that's not going to be quite enough. So that's 1,000. I need about 1.5. 1.5 just for this pose. So we'll select everything, key its rotation. Yeah, that's not going to be nearly enough. So we'll need maybe 292. Let's try something closer to that. And let's give this a save. And then for the render viewer, let's go back to all frames. Oh, preview range. That would be useful, because this is the preview render. So if we turn down the preview range, how do we do that? Now that I want to grab it, it's not letting me. Oh, here we go. I think this is our preview range or something. let's see what happens. Yeah, it does that. That's good. She's a little bit small though. Alright, so I'm going to edit render settings. Yeah, preview range is perfect. So let's save this preset. So preview render AA. Save difference preset? What's that mean? That still says all frames. So what we're gonna have to do is go into content browser, get rid of the difference and the original. And then resave this one. As the original. So when we load in preview render, now it says preview range, which is good. And we can get rid of the 0.1. Boom. Okay, now we're all cleaned up. So that's our preview range here. I like it. I was working on the script yesterday too. We got pretty far on that. So let's go to about 193. We'll preview render this out. Oops. Let's zoom in a little bit first. That's way too far out. Far out, man. About right here is good. Oh, it's not attached to her hand anymore. That's weird. We might have to adjust that. Alright, stop the render. So definitely the arms are weird. It's coming along. I mean, it's a lot further than it was this morning. I think the timing is pretty good, though. I think for future, what I'm gonna have to do is attach a null object to whatever is getting parented to the penguin, and then I can use that null object to control the rotation. That'll be good. So I think we'll also have to figure out exactly which frames to work on, because we have a couple of frames that we need to work on. Specifically, let's go by frame. The flipping penguin, I think that's only the first frame. Yeah, that's only the first frame because we haven't rendered that properly. But when it's rendered properly, it'll look better. So right here we have a couple of weird fingers at about 54. So I'm going to write these down actually. Okay. 55. 54. Weird fingers. Let's go down. Maybe a bit more struggling. So she kind of bumps a little bit, and then maybe another bump right at 77. 77. Struggle bump. That'll be fun. So a bit of clipping right here, but I don't think we need to worry about that too much. Worst case scenario, we can just bump up the advanced setting. And then again, at 100, weird fingers. And then 140 we have clipping. So we have clipping at 84. And then we've got weird fingers at 100. Clipping at 137. And then arm rotation, left arm rotation at 150. And then 160 right arm timing. The pose is fine. It's just the timing is a little weird, and I think I might do a little a little fist shake, like she did it. Yeah. Also, we can get rid of a couple of these. That we were working on before. Save up some much needed room. And this is the last one, I guess. Okay, so we've got all our errors kind of written out. It might have been easier to keep her arm bent before lifting up the penguin. Where are we at? Penguin bending challenge here. Alright. I think I see what's happening. See, the penguin is kind of being lifted off of her hand. And then it goes through her hand. Which I'm okay with this because you can't see behind her hand. But this section right here, it's super weird. Why would anyone want this? Why is this a thing? No one wants this. Maybe we should constrain it instead. Let's try that. Constraining it? Yeah. PSR? I could do PSR. Let's do PSR with the left hand. Yeah. And then let's take the parent off. We don't want that to be parented. So let's keep the parent on. Put it back there. Turn that PSR on. There we go. Now let's try it. Yeah. Now we really got penguin in our hand. Power of the penguin in hand. Or, like they say in the place, 2 in the penguin is worth 1 in the hand. Alright. Rota. Face a camera. Rota, face a camera. Rota, face a camera. Rota face a camera. Perfecto. Now that we got our penguin, we can decide how broken it is because it's still broken. I don't know, guys. Penguin looks good here. Penguin doesn't look good there. Penguin not good. Not good penguin. Sorry, buddy. You're not good at all. Alright. You're good up here, but that's the last straw. Maybe if we render it out. Let's try setting the preview range like this. And maybe that will fix it. Look at his dead eyes staring out from behind the rump. He's a rump starer, alright. Here we go, guys. Penguin hovering over the hand. Not what it's supposed to do. And everyone was disappointed. Yuck. 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 Well, it only looks bad if you slow it down. Otherwise it looks not too bad. Also, that penguin staring at the rump again. Always a... What a penguin kind of thing to do, you know? That's kind of cute. Just right there. I mean, aside from the whole hair being... There we go. Now that we fixed the hair, that looks pretty cute. We did it, guys. We got the penguin out. It took me 2 years to get the penguin out. I'm not entirely sure that we're gonna have this done by the end of the stream, though. I'm gonna have to work on it a little bit tomorrow also. Because this is kind of like the most intense of the 3 animations that I'm working on. It's a good thing I did this one last, because we ironed out a lot of the bugs. Alright. So let's see. She shows the penguin, kind of like right here. For a good 2 seconds. So 60 to about 200. And then 200 is about where we should leave it. Or 192 apparently, because that's what I already set the keyframe to. And now she's going to, oops. She's going to bring the penguin down in front of her. Burp. How are we gonna do that? Okay. Let me go back to my reference. Yeah, the reference helps a lot for me. I can get rid of this. So we're gonna put her head down like this. I think... How's our rotation looking? I think I zeroed everything out pretty good at the end of the last one. We're gonna get her arm a little bit closer and then do the same thing for this one. Disco penguin. Disco penguin. Oops, I'm not keying anything. No! All of my hard work! Down the drain! Alright, whatever. We're keying it now, and that's all that matters. I think we'll do some camera work with this too. She's kind of holding it down in front of her, so I think we'll do something more like this. She's looking way down at it. I think we'll even have her bend forward a little bit. Nope. $90. Oh, yeah, that looks even cuter. Her kind of bending back. But we'll have to adjust the head so it's not quite as bent. Our little penguin's freaking out. Penguin! So she's looking down at her penguin. And she says, "You can have him." Well, this is a long one. Definitely a long one. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to be so long. Let's make it 350. And then we'll just select all our frames here, keyframe it, and then it's a little weird. What's this? Oh well. So she's holding it for a few seconds, and the penguin's freaking out. Look at that penguin go. That's the penguin. He's rotating crazy like. We'll fix him up though. We'll fix him up good. She looks at it, and then we put some keyframes on her. Oh, that already was the keyframes. Okay. So that means it's time to gift the penguin. Gift. This one's for you. This here penguin now belongs to your person. You will treat it as if it were your own penguin. Nor any other penguin shall be like it, for this is your very own. You now claim ownership of this penguin here, and if you revoke such claim, you shall be hanged until death. So says the law. Also, potato salad is pretty good. So says the law. Also, this penguin is not behaving. Why is it not behaving? Come on. Like, he's just rotating all crazy like. Also, the penguin is on her head now. Don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, here's penguin rotation, boys. And for some reason, right here, he just goes all crazy like. He's scaring me. Maybe we should have done a clamp instead. No. He looks sort of fixed now. Except for the whole part where I regret to inform everybody that he is not indeed fixed. So says the law. Alright, you're supposed to be giving the penguin... Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do now. Alright, let's unlock everything here. Let's create a new null object right in the middle. Take our whole penguin. I think this isn't gonna work out very well. Put him in the null. And then move the null. Where is the null anyway? It's right here. Let's make that a little bit more apparent. Make a big old star right there. I guess the axis doesn't really matter too much here, as long as he's doing his thing. And then we'll face him towards the front. Alright. And fragrant error. His eyeball is going inside his face. His eyeball is going inside his face. Alright, so we've got the penguin blush here. I think what we're going to do for this Pengi object, which we have here, I think what we need to do is clamp it instead to the hand. The handle. Yeah, to origin, fixed position. That's fine. I don't care. Alright, it's doing its thing. It's being constrained. Now what we can do is add another constraint tag. Double constraint tags all the way. And we'll do this one as a PSR. Well, we'll only do the P, I think. I'll just do the rotation by hand because I feel like that's going to be the easiest. Yeah, there he is. So now what we can do, let's make sure this is working properly. Let's go through. Okay. Already off to a bad start. Alright, I think we're better now. Alright, I think we're good now. So let's see what that looks like. I know we have a bunch of things we still need to work on. Also the preview range, I guess? Oh, I see what happened. Alright, that's already not looking too good. It's kind of going through her hand. I think the origin of the penguin should be at the bottom. I think that might solve it. That looks creepy. Alright. I mean, we only did the posing, we didn't actually do the easing or anything. Already it's better than it was before though. We have more control over the rotation of the penguin. I'm happy about that. Okay, let's go back. There we go. And let's adjust the position, the origin point of this penguin. So that the origin point is right at the center of the base. Maybe even a little bit above it so that she can hold it like that. Because now it looks like she's actually holding it, which is a huge improvement already. Yeah. So since we are constraining the position, hopefully that means we can control the rotation. So for example, if I did this position here, and I did the coordinates, no, not the position, the rotation, and then over here we did auto rotate. So it looks like she's kind of like looking at him. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay, so that gives me control over the position. And then again, we need him to be kind of facing the other direction. Actually, I think we can just zero this out. Yep. There. That actually looks even better. Alright, let's lock these. Turn that off. Because now we have full control over this penguin, which is great. Let's give this a save. Because this is coming along pretty well. We got 40 minutes left, guys. We might be able to finish this in 40 minutes. I know there's a bunch of bugs I need to go through and fix. So let's do another preview render now that we've got the penguin looking good. And I'm going to add on a couple of things to it. Alright. So already off to a bad start again. Penguin. Is creeping around. So I think what we'll do here is just go by frame. That's not attached to her hand, right? Okay, good. So let's do the position of the penguin so that it's kind of like... Oops, that's even creepier. It's kind of like right there. Oh, that's super creepy. So what we want is this to be not as creepy. Maybe just have the flipper poking out. That's also pretty creepy. So right here, we'll have him rotate back. So it's just the flipper. It's kind of like foreshadowing. And then we'll just hide that. So we have the flipper kind of poking out. And then right here we have to rotate it. So we want it to be about right here. Oops, we want to grab everything. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. Boom. That's a nicely rotated penguin. Penguin. And he keeps rotating apparently. Oh, I see what happened. We forgot to clone it. It's about right here. Clone this. And right here, she needs to be looking at him. So we'll need to clone that also. Come on, just let me click on it, please. Yeah, that's already looking better. Let's see, who's that girl on your Deviant account that looks at the camera and grins? What do you mean? Do you have a picture? Oh, from Splatoon. Yeah, just look at the title. It's Marina from Splatoon. That's what it says in the title. Everyone's posting Mario Odyssey stuff, but I haven't got it yet. I'm gonna die. It's such a nice day outside today. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I want it to be tomorrow already. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of running out of steam a little bit. Then take a break. Yeah, I might work on this one off stream a little bit. We got a lot done. Let's take another look at what we've got done so far. Alright, so that penguin's not gonna be there the whole time. He is still kind of creeping though. I thought I fixed him from creeping. How long is this animation? It's... if 24 frames is 1 second, it's already over 240 frames, which is over 10 seconds. So we've done over 10 seconds of animation today. I mean, although it's not completely finalized, it's still like a good amount of progress has been made. Especially with how much motion we have putting into this. and how much quality we have putting into this. Yeah, for just 2.5 hours, getting 10 seconds done is pretty crazy. It's Thursday today, right? Yeah. Wait, what was that? Alright, let's play it again. Penguin's even creepier than before. I bet if we gave him hair, he wouldn't be so creepy. Alright, so besides the pose to pose at the very excuse me, yawn. Alright, so besides this very blatant pose to pose right here, which we have to add easing to and everything. We can still do make Penguin look less creepy. Did we have a different camera before? Maybe that's probably what it was. Different camera. Oh, 104 gold and 104 enemies killed. That's clever. But yeah, like I was saying, we can fix this pose to pose with a little bit of easing and a little bit of rotation, just so it's not so stiff, because there's literally no motion in these like 10 or 15 frames right here. Same thing here, there's like no motion here. And then she starts rummaging around. We need to make this a little bit, this is pretty good right here. We're gonna add that second bump, and then we're gonna add a little bit of more motion, so she's not just tilting the whole time. She needs to tilt either really slow at the beginning or really fast at the beginning. It's probably slow at the beginning, and then she dips in and then pulls out the penguin. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Right at 96, at 100. Burp. So let's go into our notes. So at 100 we also have slow, fast, bend. So instead of slowing down at this point, she kind of picks up a little bit of speed. And then fix the in-betweens. So I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break, and then maybe we'll get back onto this. That'd be cool if we could. I'd love to finish this today, but you know, I might have to finish it off stream just because I start getting hungry around this time. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I stretched out a little bit, so I'm gonna go try to fix a couple of these things. We got a bunch of things, so as long as I can fix these, I'll be okay with calling it a day, and then I will work on the face, you know, after I get something to eat, after I end the stream. Alright, so first things first, we got 54. 54, we got weird fingers. Yes, we do. So let's share this screen here. About 50-50. Maybe we'll just zoom up. Yeah, we'll zoom up to these weird fingers. And then let's find out exactly where the weird fingers are. Which is weird because, oh, here we go, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand. Okay, here we go. So that's one. Oh, we can solo these out too. So let's solo the hand and solo. Wait, did that do anything? I'm not sure. That is a lot of frames. Just you and me. Yep, it is just us again. I don't really know what these tools do. I wish I did. It looks like every other one of these is something happening. This is motion mode. Motion man, take me by the hand. This is the left arm, so this is this guy over here. So let's do the right arm first, because that was the weirder one. Alright. I think that's every frame. Yeah, that's every frame. Alright, cool. So we just need to line up these frames here with these fingers. So I think what we'll do, first thing to do to prevent weird fingers, is get them looking a little bit more normal. Maybe bend this one in a little bit. This one bend in a little bit so it kind of looks like she's looking for something, and then maybe we'll bend all of these. Oops, wrong way. Something more like that. Oops, hello penguin. You're not supposed to be here yet. Yeah, stay over there, penguin. We're not ready for you yet. So how are we doing on weird fingers? That's 54. I think the weird fingers came back too, yeah. So we pretty much want to copy these frames here. And then get rid of these ones. Now what do our fingers look like on this side though? A little better. Not super weird. But we can make them less weird. Again, it's like this weird fisheye lens that I have to deal with. There we go. So this is her getting into the fist position. What's up with her thumb? We will need to change this. Nope. There we go. Alright, so I pretty much went through the whole weird fingers thing on the right hand. Let's go through the left hand now. So at 54, pretty much right here, we have, I guess, some more weird fingers. I'm not seeing too much in the way of weird fingers, but let's close them up just in case. Just make them a little bit less weird. That's pretty good. And then we can copy that over here. And then you can't even see the fingers on that hand anyway, so that's fine. And then I think we've got 77. What's going on 77? Add another struggle bump. So she goes in here with her hip, and then at 77 I wanted another struggle bump, which would be right here. Oh my goodness. Alright. So we'll just kind of deal with the hip here. So I think what we'll do is copy this frame here, duplicate it, and then copy these frames here, duplicate them, and that should give us the bump that we want. Nope, not quite. I thought that was hip rotation that we did. I'm not seeing much hipping or rotating. Oh, I see. Alright, there's that extra struggle bump that we wanted. I think at 100 we fixed the weird fingers already. And then we wanted a slow to fast bend. So let's go to twist and bend. So here's our bend frame. Alright, thanks for joining me, Clay. So not position. So about right here, we want it to be slow at the beginning, and then kind of speed up right here. So what we'll do is make these a little bit longer. And then maybe even make these shorter. Maybe a little bit too short. And then something we can do here is find out exactly where the rests are. So here's a rest where it literally has no animation. So what we can do tilt her back a little bit more. That's only for twist and bend. We also need maybe we could do something with hip position. We might copy this over here, but then we'll reposition it back to where it was before. Let's see what this rotation looks like. Maybe rotate it back like this. And then maybe here, rotate this back a little bit too. And then just a tiny little bit of rotation, so it gives the illusion of movement. Those are all locked. Okay, there we go. Gotta get these arms a little closer together so it looks like she's holding the penguin. And then maybe raise them up a tiny bit so it looks like she's gifting it. I don't see why it's doing that. And then rotate this wrist a little bit. Now she's kind of holding it weird, but holding it nonetheless. And the thumb is doing something all on its own. I think we'll just get rid of these and see what happens. Yeah, that looks better. What about this thumb? That one actually looks fine. But this one was just going crazy. Oh, sorry, I was focusing on my work. Hey, Paper Jam. Alright, let's find a nice camera spot for this, and then we can play back all of the changes we made, see what we fixed and what we still have yet to fix. See what we have fixed, and see what we have yet to fix. I think we'll just move her down just a little bit. I kind of like having her knee in the shot, so maybe we'll just scale her down too. And then let's put a camera. And then save it. And then find out what that looks like. Oh yeah, I only see the one VP. Maybe we can make her arm look a little more natural. Maybe we could maximize the amount of hip movement we have. It's a little bit more rotated than it was before. But, I mean, maybe that's better. Alright, it did... Clock has struck 1. Also, floating penguin. Yeah, that looks really cute. It looks like she's actually looking down at it. I mean, once we get the face on it. And then we'll have to fix the rotation here so that it doesn't rotate like a demon. Alright, that's the final bit, so let's see. Haha. Over here. Nope. No. Yeah, there it is. Penguin. You can have it. This is starting to look really good. I like the little shift, the weight shift she does when she's looking at her penguin. Oh, also we didn't fix the arm here. Yeah, at the very end we need to fix that motion. It's a little stiff, like right here, this arm. And then it snaps up. Snaps up into place without any motion from the shoulder. This one doesn't look quite as bad, except for like the penguin clipping through. And I like that you can see her little feathers sticking out on either side of her shoulders. Yeah, I do like this little weight shift. And then she kind of gives you the penguin. You can have the penguin. The rotation, I said, is too smooth though, so... I think we could really do more with the hip here. Like, have her tilt a little bit more forward, and then have her hip sticking out a little bit more. This side is good, because she's kind of rummaging, and then she's actually, like, really leaning into it. I think when she leans into it, we want her hip to go even further out. So about 100 to 138. So let's do that, and then I'll work on it some more after lunch. So 100, we're going to do a little bit with the hip position. We're going to key the position of the hip. So we want this to be more like that, maybe even a little bit lower. And then to 138, I think it was. Yeah, 138. You can really have her hip come out here and maybe crouch down a little bit more. And then she comes up, the penguin. But we want this to be here, her full height. And then I think we want this to be here. And then this whole movement with the penguin and everything needs to be a little bit more speedy. So we'll do something like that, and then maybe bring this in a little bit. It sounds like they have a whole kennel over there. It's like 4 or 5 dogs at least. And we'll need to do that with this here too. I think we can just move this over. Also, I think the camera needs to be moved a little bit. Right there. That should be fine. Alright, let's save that. Maybe pan the camera over just a tiny bit. Like right here. Alright, and now let's render it out one more time, and then I think I'm going to end the stream after we check out this render. Render to picture viewer, yes please. Okay, what happened? Oh, because the camera moved. Darn, okay. Yes, stop it. We need to take off auto key. Yeah, see, it made some keyframes on the camera. And we only wanted the camera to be stationary, I guess. I think the height is good. We might make it just a little bit shorter. Position here about right in the middle. Give it another save. I think that'll be good. Let's final doodad. Yeah, we did it good. Oh, Penguin's being creeps again, so we might have to fix him. Probably because we rotated it so much. But creepy Penguin aside, yeah, look at him go. He's like, I can see everything. We toys know everything. I guess it's technically true, he is a toy. I think the hip is pretty good. Oh, it is kind of a lot more clipping through here, which is not good. And I think I know why that is happening the way it is. So I'm gonna fix that up real quick, and then we will get yeah, that looks a little bit better. Yes. Go here. Nope. Here you go. It's a penguin. You can have it though. I think that looks pretty good. I think we did a good. Yeah, I think the little extra dip that we have for the second one is pretty good. Huh. Yeah, that guy. There we go. Penguin. You can have. I think she needs to look at it for a little bit longer though. So let's fix the skirt real quick. We have some code attached to this. I think if we just disable it, it should be better. Yeah, we have it hooked up to the hip rotation. Maybe that was helping. It might have been helping a little bit. And then the collision detection is kind of going insane. I think it needs to just be a little bit more detecty, and I think that might fix it. Doesn't really look like it. Maybe the collision, maybe the bend needs to be moved up a little bit, so it bends a bit more. And then what was the other thing we were gonna fix today? We fixed the skirt. And then there was one more thing we were gonna try fixing. I think I'm just gonna rewind the stream. Yeah, we can turn that off. I know there was something else we were gonna try to do. Oh, extend the looking frame out a little bit. So right here, we'll just get all of them. Select every frame here. I think except for hip position. Yeah, everything but hip position. We'll slide that out a couple frames. You know what I should have looked at was where the end is, right here. And hip position, we need to just duplicate these. So this. Haha. Now there's a one frame difference, man. There we go. I think we fixed it. I think we might even take this and slide it just a little bit down. So she kind of takes it, shifts her weight while she thinks, and then we don't really have anything else moving, so I think we'll just put her weight back, just kind of like that. Okay. So let's try that out. I think this will be the final render until, you know, after lunchtime. Obviously I have to fix the penguin, and I have to put the face in still. So I'm gonna let this render out a little tiny bit, and then we can go over some bugs that I need to fix, and then I'll fix those later. No problem. Switch class tonight. You can just hit. You could do night, exclamation night, and that'll do it. And did he do it? Yeah, there he goes. He switched over now. What a good penguin boy. I'm so ready for lunch. I don't even know what I want. I do have eggs in the fridge. I could make some eggs for lunch, like scrambled eggs. I don't know, scrambled eggs are kind of boring though. Eat food? What is this foreign concept? I don't believe you. I don't believe that's an actual thing you can do. I think I froze it. At least I saved, but it's like... Okay, there we go, I fixed. Alright, so let's play it back. Oh, I'm getting a dink. Ninja. Here, check out the... Here's all of the classes that you can switch to. Any second it should come out. Is Twitch down? I should still be streaming on Twitch. Okay, let's play the thing while I look at that. Oh. Ha. Gene? Nope. Yeah, there we go. Penguin. You can have him. That looks pretty funny. I like it. Yep, we're still streaming on Twitch. Still doing good. Still got our 0 viewers. 0 viewers on Twitch. I can't wait till the sponsors come out on YouTube, because then I won't have to worry about that. Alright. I think we need to do something a little bit with the penguin. Maybe I'll make it like... Still weird with the right arm movement here. So let's... Yeah, right arm timing at 160 still is an issue. Penguin rotation when being pulled up, so about 140. We need Pengi rotation 140, I guess, through 150. Oops, what happened to our viewers? It says we don't have any viewers anymore. Let's do a little boost. And then that'll give us a little bit of a damage boost. So we're not just hitting zeros. Let's go see here. Leg is still clipping through. Arm is clipping through too. Yeah, I'm just saying the VP isn't working. That's all I'm trying to say. Alright, it's pretty good. Definitely will look better with the face on it. Alright. And then we have more clipping at, where is it? 137? That's the same place we had clipping issues before. But I fixed 4 of them at least. That's good. So I'll fix those after lunch. And then I might post it tonight. I'd like to post it tonight. That would be convenient for me. Alright. Well, I think we did a really good job today. I am going to go get some lunch. Then I will finish this up off stream and post it later tonight once I finish it. So thanks for joining me, guys, and then I will let's see, let's close out these advertisements. Alright. Yep, like I said, gonna finish this up tonight and then I'll close out of these and then yeah. No stream tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is International Super Mario Odyssey Day. So so yeah, Super Mario Odyssey Day. I won't be streaming tomorrow. Penguins! We're gonna end the stream with some penguins, so penguins for everybody. Once it sends out the penguins, I'll close out the stream. So thanks again for joining me. There's some penguins. I will see you guys on Monday, and then we'll have this finished by then. Bye-bye.